What if the witch you've been searching for isn't someone outside of you, but actually inside of you? So now's the time to stop hiding your magic, step fully into your power, and awaken the witch you were always meant to be. And today you're going to meet the natural witch you were born to be. Hi, my name is Sandra. I've been on the witchcraft path for over 35 years now, and I help other witches who are struggling to start a practice or deepen a practice to confidently integrate magic and connection, purpose, and meaning into their everyday lives with ease. And in this video, you are going to do a spell that's going to help you step into who you truly are, your authentic witch and your witch powers. Before we begin though, I want to share with you my free masterclass, How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice. It is awesome for those of you who are just starting on your path, or maybe you've been starting and stopping and stopping and starting on your path because there's just so much overwhelm out there. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. In this masterclass, I will show you what witches do, how you can get started, what to do first, and how to pace yourself along the way over the course of a year, so that you can integrate magic and witchcraft into your life every day without the overwhelm. So to sign up for this free masterclass, there's a link in the description field below this video, and you can also find it on my website, mysterywitchschool.com. So let's talk about your authentic witch self, the magical you, the real you, the you know yourself to be, but haven't allowed yourself to step into yet. In my course, the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy, I have the students go into a lot of depth discovering who their witch self is, so that they step into that version of themselves as often as they can, not just when they're doing magic, but when they're just living their lives in general. Because you are always the witch. Always. You never stop being a witch. It's something you always are. Your authentic witch is that part of you that knows you're connected to all and everything, that knows that you can create life the way you would like it to be, that you can have the things you want to have. You can live your dreams the way that you want to live them. And you can live a life that has meaning and that has purpose. And this demands that you step into the true version of yourself. Not the version of you that you've learned to be, the limited version, the self-doubting version, the version of you that feels that you're not good enough or that you're not allowed to do or have certain things. That's the version society, family, cultures told you you are. Step outside of that and truly live being who you know deep down inside you are, if all of these other factors and mindset blockages weren't in the way. So there's 3 ways that you can connect to your authentic witch self. The first one is to reflect on your values, the things that light you up. What's important to you? What do you value in your life? And write those things down. Spend some time with this. What do you value? What's important to you? What do you like doing? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What would you do with your life if you could do anything you wanted with your life? What sort of things would you be doing? And how would you be being if you were doing those things? What sort of person would you be being? Second, notice the patterns of power. When you're doing any of these activities or focusing on your values, or just any time in your life when you're feeling empowered, when you're feeling alive, when you're feeling motivated, when you're feeling connected, what's happening? Who are you being in those moments? If you can recall times when you have felt empowered, when things have worked out for you, when spells have gone really, really well and the outcome has been amazing, who were you being during that time? Who were you being during that spell? What patterns can you see within your behavior and in your life that may have helped you get those results? Number 3, release what is no longer you. Release the things that are holding you back. The beliefs about yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not lovable enough, you're not special enough, that you can't do magic, that you're not allowed to do magic. All of these beliefs blocking you in the way, it's time to let them go. I've got a number of spell videos to help you release those blockages and those beliefs. And I also have a tapping channel, Sandra Inman Tapping, that helps you with EFT tapping to remove a lot of those blocks as well. So check out those resources if you're wanting to remove the blocks. And once you've done all of those three things, it's time then to do a ritual. And the ritual is going to focus on what it is you're wanting to bring into your life. So some of the rituals that I've done recently have been on releasing the negative blocks and limiting beliefs that have been in your way. This one is about bringing in the qualities that you're wanting to bring in so that you can step into that version of you while you're doing the spell and after you're doing the spell. All you need for this spell is a candle. I would recommend that you use a candle color that you're either attracted to, that you feel really represents you, or if you want to work with astrology, you could work with your sun sign candle, or if you're wanting to step more into your North Node and you know a lot more about astrology, then maybe you might want to use the color of whichever sign your North Node is, because that is also something that you're working on in this lifetime. So pick either your sun sign or your North Node if you know more about astrology, and look at what color that might be. So for example, if you're Virgo, Mercury is your planet, so the color is yellow. If you're Aries, then Mars is your ruler, so red would be the color candle that you would use. Now I've got a link of planets and color correspondences. So if you know what your sun sign is and you know which planet is ruling your sun sign, you can use the color from that list. Now I forgot to mention that you can also use other props in this spell as well, like crystals, for example. I'm using a malachite crystal. Malachite is great at pushing your limits. So allowing you to sail through your comfort zones with more ease. It's also a wonderful protective stone as well, and it resonates very well with the heart chakra. So if you're feeling fear or anything, which is often felt in the heart chakra or the solar plexus, then malachite can help you find more self-love and more acceptance so that you can move through that fear a lot easier. You'll need a piece of paper and a pen as well. And on the piece of paper, you're going to write down the qualities that you're wanting to really step up. Some of these qualities may have came up for you when you were doing your list of what you value and the things that you enjoy doing and who you're being when you're doing those things. Write down what they are, because this is what you want to step into. It could be something like you want more confidence, you'd like to be more motivated, you'd like to explore what brings you more joy in your life, you'd like to be perhaps more positive in your outlook, you'd like to be more patient maybe, you might want more wisdom, you might want more knowledge, you might want more compassion. All of those qualities that this version of you, this powerful version of you, has. So you can meditate on this for a while. Imagine yourself as this version of you. You could be looking at them as if you're looking at another person. How do they look? How do they dress? How do they come across? How do you feel when you're with them? And write down all of those qualities. Then when you're ready, it's time to do the spell. So light your candle. I've chosen a red candle because I'm going with my North Node, because I know that I have to step more fully into my North Node. My North Node is in Aries, so I'm going with the color red because Mars is associated with Aries and the color red. And focus on the flame. And you can imagine that that flame is actually representing your fire, your passion, your true spark of life. And see the image of this strong, powerful witch, your inner witch, your ideal self, in the flame. And see them emerging from the flame, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until they start growing in front of you, as if they were turning into another human in front of you. Until it's like you're looking in a mirror. But instead of seeing your normal projection of self, which may be a less empowered version, you're seeing the empowered version of you in front of you. Often in witchcraft and in mysticism and esoterica in general, people take on new names. So when you're initiated into the craft or you self-initiate into the craft, you take a name. This is why we take on a name, because our ideal witch self, our real self, may not have the same energy as we have. So we give them a name, and the name encompasses the energy that they have. The names that we were given were names that we were given at birth. And so we didn't choose our birth names. And often our identity is associated with our name. And if we have a very negative view of ourselves or our identity, or we don't feel good enough, we have a lot of self-doubt, when we use our normal everyday name, it can connect us with the energy of self-doubt and the image and the feeling of not being good enough. When we take a magical name, we're associating that name with the version of us who is empowered, who is confident, who is standing in their power. And so when we take on that name, we're taking on that identity. So this version of you may have a name. Allow them to tell you what their name is. And then when you're ready, just imagine that person in front of you turns around, so they're facing away from you, and they start to merge into you. And then feel your posture change as that happens. You'll probably grow a bit. You'll probably lift a little bit. And then look at the qualities that you've written down on the piece of paper. Take your crystal, if you've chosen a crystal, hold it in the palm of your hand and say, I am this powerful version of myself. I have all of the qualities of confidence, motivation, commanding presence, inspirational, compassionate, and wise. I see the world through the eyes of my magical self, so mote it be. And allow the energy of the crystal to run through your body. You can imagine you're drawing the energy of the crystal through the palm of your hand all the way down through your body. So you're getting the energy, and you can meditate with that crystal for a little while till you feel the energy. Stepping into and feeling being that version of you and maintaining the posture of that version of you. And enjoy it. Enjoy the feeling of stepping into your power. Now keep the candle on your altar. You can place the piece of paper next to the candle, or you can place the piece of paper under your candle. Then when you're ready, snuff the candle out and do the same ritual again the next day and the next day and the next day until the candle burns down. I recommend that you use a dinner candle or a pillar candle for the spell, so that you can do it over a number of days, because the more you do this, the stronger the feeling is going to be, and the more you're going to step into that version of you, that powerful witch version of you. Once you're finished, if you've got any candle remains, then you can dispose of them however you wish. Take the piece of paper and put it somewhere safe. It could be preferably in your bedroom where no one else is going to find it. And outside of the spell, once you've completed the spell, keep living as that version of you. If you find yourself doubting, if you find yourself going into negativity, just ask yourself, what would my empowered witch self do in this situation? How would they handle it? And keep reminding yourself of stepping into that version of you whenever you can. Now, don't worry if this feels subtle at first, or if you feel like you've got to kind of try a little bit at first. The more you practice being your authentic self, being your witch self, the easier it will become. But it is something that you do have to practice. That's why it's a spell that goes over a number of days. And you can keep repeating the spell over and over and over again until you start to feel more like you are stepping into your witch self, and you're feeling more confident and more motivated, and you're doing the things you really want to be doing, and you're starting to see the results. Now, if you're feeling a spark and an attraction and a real joy when it comes to witchcraft, and you're wanting to step more into your real witch, learning more about the craft and being guided by a mentor and being a part of a group of like-minded people, I do invite you to the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy, because it's here where real transformation does take hold. You'll be doing witchcraft every day, practices every day, and learning more and more about yourself and about the craft, about energy, connecting to the god and goddess, working with the lunar energies, and also working with the Sabbats, and learning what magic really is all about. It's an inner and an outer job. In this course, I walk you through spells, shadow work, energy work, working with how to connect with the deities, how to be part of a triplicity with the deities, and that connection to your higher self. You'll learn to face those fears that you may have around witchcraft and stepping into that version of you, the witch version of you. You'll learn to reclaim your personal power and become more of who you truly are. And of course, step confidently into the witch you were meant to be. That is the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. There's a link in the description field below this video. You can also find it on my website, mysterywitchschool.com. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Blessed be.